This was the week where it was revealed that the neighborhood watch app Citizen is planning on rolling out private security workers to the scenes of reported disturbances. This week, Citizen vehicles were spotted around Los Angeles with the slogan, "Making your world a safer place." I love that like tech bros listen to the Black Lives Matter movement's call to defund the police, and we're like, "Oh, you mean disrupt the police?" Okay.
Oh my God.
Like the only thing better than a police officer, or scarier, is a gig worker police officer who like also works at Starbucks. Citizen has heard people's cries against police unions, obviously. So don't worry, their workers definitely won't be able to form one. All right. So there's maybe a silver lining. If you think that I'm being hyperbolic, though, on its own website, Citizen basically sells itself as this tech bro police fantasy, writing, quote, "You used to have to call the police tip line to help. Now you can use Citizen to broadcast live video, sharing relevant updates with others." This is like a weaponized Nextdoor. Like this is that app plus guns together. Does it work is the real question. I know some people are like, yeah, but maybe it helps. Maybe, you know, they catch criminals or whatevs. Citizen recently flexed its crime-solving muscle by trying to get to the bottom of an arson, offering $30,000 as a reward for a tip on a homeless man who was reportedly seen near the fire, and posted this photo of him, right? And police eventually did detain that man, but then let him go because there was literally no evidence of him doing it. Even though that photo was posted. Of course, they apologize and like they swear they're going to like figure it out. They just haven't cracked that code yet.
They're going to figure out how to do anti-crime. They're going to figure out how to make an uncrime.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Minority Report, this is like a roving Target, like Target store.
Yeah, it's like they watched what happened during the Boston Marathon bombing when a bunch of people repeatedly identified the culprits and were like, what if we added financial incentive to fucking this up at scale and built a company around it. By the way, we're the same who made Uber, so you know we'll get it right. Like just fuck these people. I don't know. Fuck these people 1,000 times. That's all I have to say on that.
I would also like to say, fuck these people. And what's disappointing is that this is happening in LA, which we like to think of ourselves as like the seat of like progressive politics. And like this service wouldn't exist if there weren't enough fucking rich NIMBYs who need to, you know,
yes, police
wanted to pay for it. I mean, we already have private firefighters. We know that, right? That's why like Kim Kardashian's house didn't burn down in Thousand Oaks, because there was private firefighters protecting it. I mean, this is, I think you would agree, Robert. I mean, this is the part of the GOP tactic to like break down society. Is they say they want like limited government, and they prove their point by making like government institutions so fucked up and inoperable that like corporations feel like they have to pick up the slack, and then everything is privatized, meaning it's like priceable.
It's the shit that the Koch brothers and their father before them and that whole wing of the you know, the chunk of people who stole the word libertarian from and then used it as a cudgel to beat civil society to death from the 1980s up to today. This is just another in that, because when your access to any kind of security is based entirely upon whether or not you pay that security, then you don't even have to deal with the issues that cops are having now. Because like people get angry now because it's like, well, but the police are murdering people they're supposed to protect. But if people's hired goons are damaging people, they're just doing their job. They're the hired goons of the rich, and you can take those rich people to court if you'd like.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are
arguably better? Arguably, you're in a better position than qualified immunity currently. With
yeah, I feel a lot better. I'm as a citizen myself. If I had to draw down on a fucking private security guy, I feel a lot safer doing that than defending myself against cops. So I guess from that standpoint, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the messed up silver lining is like, what are the like? I want to know like what legally a private security officer can do. I know we have citizens arrest, which every time I try it has never worked. People, I don't think I look menacing enough.
You got to use a taser.
Apparently you got to put on you got to paint your face and put on a fur thing and like carry zip ties and say that you're just
yeah, exactly. And a proper like shield, like a shield with a random like Nordic symbol on it.
I can't wait because so much of society in general is becoming a product. I can't wait for like the rhetorical acrobatics that the influencers are going to start to use for collaborating with these private security brands.
Yeah, and they're being super hush about it, not the influencers, but the actual company. They are not talking about, we're not sure if they're armed. I said they might be armed, but it's like, who knows where it's going.
Yeah, but I want to know, like, do these people carry guns?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same.
That's hard to find information about. They are real case about what precisely these guys are allowed to do and what they are equipped to do.
And do you
suspect they won't.
Yeah. Rich people, do you want personal bodyguards? Selena was killed by the president of her own fan club. It's a horseshoe theory of protection. Like, people who are paid to protect you need to have a certain level of distance. Otherwise, they'll get so close, there's just resentment.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the Bitchuation Room podcast live stream. And while you're here, why don't you just subscribe to this channel? I promise it'll be good. Promise.